Hey, Dan and Kat, how's
Hi.
it going? Back with more rosés for you. So, here we are with rosés, Kat. What do we have next?
Next, we have a more local styled wine from the Northwest. This is from Isenhower Winery, which is located in Walla Walla, Washington. But this wine is from Isenhower, um, and it is fruit from the Yakima Valley.
Oh, okay, excellent. It says it's pinkalicious on the back, which makes me excited. So tell me a little bit more other than it's pinkalicious.
Sure. This is 100% Cabernet Franc. And this rosé, if you would look at the color when you were looking at it, and it actually has a little bit of a copper hue to it, and that's pretty common. Cabernet Franc does not have the most color in the skins, so you're going to get more of that copper tone to it.
Silly question. I've seen rosés from various different grapes, including Cab Franc. Is there a grape that is most often used for rosé, or are there grapes that are what makes a rosé?
Oh, you're getting into a real philosophical question that
Oh
we can't
man.
dive completely into in these short videos. But what I can say is that rosés have become really popular, right? The classic rosé that we saw in the market a lot was the rosé from Provence, which is southern France area, and so we find southern French varieties like Grenache, Syrah, Mourvedre, etc. Now, as rosé has expanded and become more popular, you're finding them in other areas, right? Like in Washington, Cabernet Franc. In the Loire Valley, they've made rosé for years out of Cabernet Franc, and also some Pinot Noir made in some areas. You'll find some in the Rioja region. So every region has its own varieties that work well there that they've often made rosé out of for years. But you're also finding them in newer regions, like in Washington, and they're doing different styles with different varieties as well.
Well, it sounds like fun. All I know is it's pinkalicious. Let's take a sniff and see what it smells like.
All right. So to me, this is much more herbal than we've seen in some of the other rosés that we've had in the pack. There's more white pepper sort of notes to this wine and kind of crushed thyme, as well as a grapefruit note, citrusy sort of note to the wine, which I quite enjoy. So it makes the wine a little more on the savory side.
And once again, is this a dry or off-dry rosé?
So this wine is technically going to be on the dry side. It might have a little bit of sugar in there in the palate, and in the palate there's more watermelon. Just tasting it, you get a real watermelon note to it that you don't pick up as much until you taste it. So the wine itself, light. The acid is a little bit lower than in some of the other wines, but that just means that it's a little softer on the entry.
Excellent. When would you drink this wine, or what might you pair this with?
Sure. So rosé pairs very well with lots of different foods, but easily drunk just on its own the way that it is, like this wine here. And the body on this wine is it's kind of I'd say a medium minus sided body. So you can pair it with things like appetizers, like we often do with rosés, and salads. But you can also go up to kind of a lighter style roast chicken or something like that.
Fantastic. Well, thanks for telling us all about it.
Welcome.
Cheers.
Cheers.